Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clay, and I am the Bucks believer. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the two-time reigning NBA MVP, and while it appears unlikely that he will win that award for a third consecutive time this season, there is still a debate that can be made that this has been the best year of Giannis's NBA career. While his statistics are not as dominant as they have been over the past two seasons, they have still been very, very great, as he's averaging 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists on 59.8 effective field goal percentage. Giannis has also, and much more importantly so, improved areas of his game that opposing teams have exploited in years past, and I think that he has a real chance to beat a lot of the primary defensive looks that teams are going to throw at him in the playoffs. By improving his passing, free throw shooting, and post-up game, Giannis has a real chance to beat both the building the wall defense that the Miami Heat and Toronto Raptors used on him in the playoffs the past two seasons, and the one-on-one matchup defense that the Brooklyn Nets used last week and the Philadelphia 76ers have used in the regular season in years past. Let's start by breaking down the build the wall defense and talk about how Giannis and the Bucks can really counter that and exploit it to their advantage. The entire goal of building the wall is that you're going to force Giannis to either knock down free throws or create open shots for his teammates, which hopefully for the other team, they will not be able to knock down. The Miami Heat did that last year with physical defenders in Jay Crowder, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, and the Toronto Raptors did something very similar the year before with Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, and Serge Ibaka. When they did that, they forced other three-point shooters on the Bucks to beat them, and guys like Eric Bledsoe were not able to get the job done, and that really put the Bucks in a lot of trouble, and they lost to that series to the Heat in 5 games, and the series to the Raptors in 6 games. It also puts pressure on Giannis to make free throws, and as can be seen in a lot of clips from that Raptors series, he has not been so good at that in the past, and he actually shot a couple of air balls against Toronto. Fortunately, Giannis has really improved his passing, and that is going to give him a real chance to break down the wall. He's both gotten better as a passer in transition and in the half court, and if he's able to find open teammates for great looks, they're going to be able to knock them down at a higher frequency than they have in the past because the Bucks front office has done an excellent job in finding great shooters. This season, the Bucks have brought in Bobby Portis, who's shooting 47% from 3, PJ Tucker, who's shooting 46.2% in his 16 games with the Bucks, Bryn Forbes, who's shooting 44.9%, and Jrue Holiday, who's shooting 39.8%. That is a huge upgrade over what was in Eric Bledsoe and Ersan Ilyasova-led group in seasons past. I would much rather have Bryn Forbes and Jrue Holiday taking those shots than the two guys that I listed before. In addition to that, the Bucks' stalwarts in their playoff rotation have really improved their three-point shooting, as Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, and Dante DiVincenzo are all shooting career highs from beyond the arc. Teams aren't going to be able to help off of the Bucks' shooters as much as they have in the past, and if they do, Giannis is going to be able to find those high-level three-point shooters, and they are going to make defenses pay for leaving them open from beyond the arc. In addition, Jrue Holiday is a much better player at attacking weak side actions than Eric Bledsoe ever was. If teams put him in positions where he's going to be able to attack closeouts, Jrue is going to be able to get to the basket and finish at the rim, where he has been excellent for the Bucks this season. They also still have Chris Middleton, who is great at creating shots for himself. So even if teams do build the wall on Giannis, there are still routes for the Bucks to beat that wall defense. Giannis has also really improved his free throw shooting, so teams aren't going to just be able to hack him and put him at the free throw line time and time again. Giannis's free throw percentage is up from 63.3% last year to 68.8% this year. And while that 5% jump doesn't sound like the most significant of improvements, Giannis has also shot 73.7% from the line since February 1st. So that kind of improved free throw shooting gives me a lot of confidence in Giannis at the line, and I'm very, very hopeful that we will see that translate over into the playoffs so that Giannis can really make teams pay for playing the physical brand of basketball that we have seen in the past. The other primary route that teams take in defending Giannis Antetokounmpo is a one-on-one matchup. Most recently, we saw the Brooklyn Nets do so in their 2-game set against Milwaukee on May 2nd and May 4th. Giannis dominated in each of those 2 games, although he struggled a little bit more with efficiency in the second game as he shot just 11 for 30 and took 12 three-pointers, as we saw him settle for his jump shot far more than Bucks fans would prefer to see. If teams can get Giannis to settle for jumpers, this defense is going to be a huge win for opposing teams. So it's going to be important that the Bucks coaching staff and Giannis's teammates hold him accountable and make sure that he's continually attacking defenders that are certainly not going to be capable of taking on a matchup against one of the best slashers, if not the best slasher, in NBA history. Giannis has also improved his back to the basket game, so if he's got smaller defenders on him, he's going to be able to exploit that. His jump hook has gotten much more effective than it has been in years past, and he's much more consistent with knocking down that shot. He's also better in face-up situations, as we saw against DeAndre Jordan, and his pull-up jumper in the mid-range has gotten so much better than where it was in the past, and it's something that I think can be a very reliable shot for Giannis as he attacks this one-on-one centric defense in the playoffs. It's also easier to run screening plays with Giannis when there's only one defender on him instead of multiple. So that means that we could see a heavy dose of inverted pick and rolls where Giannis is the ball handler and Bryn Forbes is the screener, where Bryn flashes to the three-point line and Giannis has a lane to the rim. That usually either results in a wide open look for Bryn from beyond the arc, a Giannis dunk at the rim, or a pass to Brook Lopez or Dante DiVincenzo in the dunker spot for an easy layup. So that set is going to be very lethal against opposing defenses. In addition, the Bucks can run a more traditional pick and roll where Giannis is being used as the screener and Jrue Holiday or Chris Middleton are the ball handler. Those can create wide open shots from the elbow area for Jrue or Chris, or an alley-oop opportunity for Giannis as he rolls to the basket. So either way, the Bucks are going to have ways to beat that one-on-one defense, and I especially think that the screen and roll route is something that they could really look to do more than they did against the Nets in that couple of games earlier this season. In conclusion, there are multiple options to guard Giannis, but I think that his game has improved in a lot of ways that have allowed him to develop counters to each defensive ideal. So I think the question that we really should be asking, instead of how defenses will stop Giannis, I think we should be asking, is stopping Giannis possible? If the answer to that question is yes, then I think the Bucks will probably bow out in the second or third round of this year's playoffs. However, if the answer to that is no, I think there's a pretty solid chance that the Bucks will be raising their first banner since 1991. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe, especially if you are a fellow Bucks believer. This is the place for you. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, so that's going to be it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all again very soon.